Okay. New version. I don't know what changed. There's no change log. But there should only be 6 levels left, so kinda need to find them again, but I don't know why I did that. There's currently nothing for me past the boss. Here's one level. Rainfall. Okay, wait, what? Wha- Wait, what? New version. Why is this block gone? What do you mean this block is now gone? I... Huh? Why? Nothing else changed, right? It's just that block that is gone? Is there something else that changed? I can't remember. Let me quickly check the previous version. Is there something else that is gone? This block is still here, and nothing else seems to have changed. Yeah, like... there's actually nothing different. Yeah, that's what it looked like before. Hold on. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, that's what it looked like before. That is weird. Okay, I guess. That block is now gone. I mean, that changes basically nothing, except that I now know... Well, I now have a way to get this water all the way down here, which I tried before and couldn't figure out, so I guess that's not... I don't really know what I wanted to do with that, but... What music is that again? Okay, I guess this block is gone. I don't know why, but sure. Does this change literally anything? I can still make it. I mean, I can of course still make it here. I guess I can't easily make it up here directly. Does this not just... wait. There you go. Now if I do water is slip. Oops. Wait. Damn it. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. Fall does not... slip does not preserve fall. There you go, that's all I wanted to test. I don't really know why. I feel like it should, but sure. I guess it just doesn't. But if it doesn't, then... what do I do with that? What else can I even do? Like, actually... if slip does not preserve fall, then text falling kind of just doesn't do anything. The bounce is... what is the bounce for? Water's not flag. Text can't really be anything, like any other object, because that is immediately going to lose the level. But I guess I might as well confirm that for sure. Yeah. And why would that do anything? I don't think I can make that do anything. And then I can turn flag into... I mean, I can turn it into text, but then I no longer have a flag. And I don't have a condition to turn that text, specifically that text, back into a flag. So none of that is useful. Water is the feed. I don't know. I mean, I tested this, right? This doesn't do anything. It doesn't seem to. And acts like I expected to. I don't think I've tested this, but why would that do anything? Yeah. Why would that do anything? And this doesn't really do anything either. Though it acts a little strange if I do this. But on its own, it doesn't really do anything. Can I misalign text using slip? If I do like... something like this. I think that worked. Maybe it didn't. Is that because I die or because it... No. Okay. I can't actually misalign text like that. Actually, no, it's not misaligned. It just didn't go 2 blocks. Never mind. Yeah, no, I can't. No, I can't misalign text like that. Never mind. Wouldn't really be useful anyway, but... I don't think so, at least. If I wanted to misalign text, I could probably do it. Like that. There you go. Don't know what for. But it's a thing I can do. Huh. What interaction have I not tried yet? There has to be just one weird interaction that I'm not thinking of. Or something like that. Or it's just one combination that I haven't tried yet, for some reason. I'm pretty sure I've tried everything. Everything that I can make out of these words at least. I don't... Hmm. this text is going to fall anyway. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it? So that I can't really build what I'm trying to build here. I also don't know what it would be useful for. But at this point, I'm just going to guess. I just have to guess random things until something works. Because clearly I'm not solving it by thinking about it. Man. I'll be happy if I solve even a single level today. That'd be a lot. I mean, no, that doesn't even work. I was thinking to do like this. And then this, but yeah, this text is gonna fall. It's just gonna break it. Great. Awesome. This is not working. None of this is working. None of this is working. And I don't know what to do. There's nothing else really to go off of either. Like, I'm still fairly convinced that I want Flag is Fall while standing here. And that is because this is the only win condition and I can't build on top of this. Flag is the only thing that is win. This is the only flag. I have another wood flag there, but I can't make another flag because Texas flag loses immediately. And water's flag is not possible because water is not flag. Water is not flag, I can't do anything about because it's outside of the level. And Texas fall does not break it. And I can't get outside of the level because Wallace stop is also inside the wall. So there's really nothing I can do about that. I don't have wall accessible to me, so that's just that. Texas flag would lose immediately because I no longer have text. And I'm pretty sure that's all the options I have to make anything. Can slightly move this text. And I have a misaligned flag. And if I could overlap that with text and put it up there, then that would actually be good, but I can't, so yeah. Because if this text was overlapping this flag and was over there, then that would be great. But that's just not the case, so I don't know why even consider that. Getting text to overlap each other is not that easy. And getting it to overlap without breaking, like being fully overlapped, so that both activate at the same time is even more difficult. And getting it in that state and moving it upwards, I'm pretty sure is impossible. So, yay. I would have to make that up there. That just doesn't really work, does it now? This flag here is also accessible, but I can't really do anything with it because, well, it would have to be the second word in the sentence. So I can't make flag is false with this one. I could make something flag, but again, I can already do that here, and both options, well, one option is not possible, and the other one yeah. Very quick question. This better not work, but okay, that shouldn't work. But I guess I should confirm fully. It is not the case that text as fall makes the waters not flag break at any point, right? Right. I will be very upset if that's the case. No, good. It just doesn't work. Because it really, really shouldn't work. And if it did work, it should at the same time break this and not work for that reason. Anyway. Uh, what else? I also only have a single is. I said really don't know what this bounce is for. I just need to delay something making text is fall, flag is fall. I'm being inside tags. I should confirm this as well. Being inside text while it turns into flag, which at the time is when, does not work, right? Again, it better not. But at this point I really just need to try every thought that comes to mind. Where did I put flag there? Oh. No, good. That would have made no sense. That would have made absolutely no sense. Why do I fall through both? Falling through water, okay, but slip as well? I guess. What else? What else? What else? I don't expect to be solving a single level today, I'll be honest. Like, the remaining levels are gonna take like 10 hours each at this rate. God, I hope not. They're all going to be Reverie Key puzzles. And I don't think I want that. I don't need more Reverie Key puzzles. I haven't done Flaggers text yet. I am 99% certain that it's not going to do anything. Oh well, that it's going to lose the level. What? 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 I mean, I guess that's... It did do something unexpected, but I don't think that's useful. Why can't I push it in there? I guess the flag is... That's weird. Why is the flag misaligned? Or is that just how the hitbox works out when you turn a grid aligned flag into text? The text will not be aligned to the grid. I don't know. That's weird, but also not useful. Hmm. Huh. Uh, At this point, I don't see myself solving this one. I don't know. I, I really don't know. I really don't know what I'm even trying to do. Mm, I don't feel like I'm making any progress. Mainly because I'm not, like, what does progress even look like at this point anymore? It's gonna look like randomly running into whatever interaction I'm supposed to think of. Then feeling stupid for a minute and moving on. Problem is I also don't want to... God damn it. was I? Uh, right, I was saying that I don't really want to move on, because there really just isn't any level where I expect to be able to solve that I expect to be able to solve. I expect all the remaining levels to just be like this. Me running around for hours until I accidentally run into the thing that is required from me. And not actually thinking of a solution at any point anymore. There's probably gonna be 1 or 2 levels that I'll actually solve, but the majority of the remaining levels are probably going to go like that. So like there really isn't any point to moving on. Other than I guess getting fresh ideas, but there are no other slip levels. So it's unlikely that I accidentally run into the interaction that I need here in other levels that I haven't solved yet. Honestly, the more likely outcome than even just accidentally running into the solution is that HF just immediately finds it and I don't even solve it. I just take his solution. That's honestly even more likely than me accidentally running into whatever is required. Are you faster? Oh, you can be even faster. If you hold right. Didn't realize that. Yeah, you're definitely faster if you do that. Not really useful, I don't think. Because I wasn't even close. Like if I had been close with my solution last time, then I would have said maybe that's the push I needed, but I was like here. Maybe, at best. This is probably not the remaining time I needed. Having said that though, I guess there's no reason not to try. By the way, this block being gone means that the strat I was doing last time is doable now. Maybe I should just do that again. It would be very strange if that worked, because either that was intended and the block just made it extremely difficult, and that's why it was removed, or they just introduced the break, which both of those would be strange. Anyway, I guess I might as well try it. With the pushing right, I might be able to get a bit closer. I don't think it's going to be enough though. What do I need for that? It also doesn't use the water at all, so there's that. Uh, oh, most of the words really. Kinda just doesn't use anything. But I wanted to try it last time and it wasn't possible because of the block that is now removed for some reason. Or it didn't work because of the block that is now removed for some reason. So, how many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is way too. Damn it. One, two. Is that enough? Okay, no, it just doesn't. It just stops there for some reason. It does not go all the way to the ground, which I actually don't get. I actually do not get why it does that. I feel like it very much should. And I guess I technically don't need it there. It would be fine if it was there. Yeah, I'm not even close. I didn't even make it here. Like, I maybe could make it here with optimal movement. Actually, probably not even. Yeah, this is not working. Cool. I don't know, man. I guess a contraption that does literally anything useful would be nice. Hmm. I don't know. I'm out of ideas. I have been for like an hour. I've been at this for an hour. Again. I am not solving a single level today. It's just not happening. I don't know. Waters slip, waters fall. What else? What else is there? There's just nothing else. You can split up the water split. Cool. Not useful, but cool. Uh, uh, um, uh. Okay, okay, okay. How is any of this useful? Man, what interaction am I missing? I don't know. As far as I understand, there's also just no way to preserve the bounce speed. Back down the corridor. As soon as I touch anything, it's just gone. I can't keep it up through here. Oh, you can speed up if you go in the same direction. It's interesting. Not useful, but interesting. I can't move the water either. I mean, what is this possibly useful for if not for making Textus Fall turn into Phlegus Fall? Which I don't know how to set up. Doesn't care about the slip. Fall just does not care about the slip. So the only semi-interesting interaction would be bounce. But I wasn't even able to do anything. Like I wasn't able to get it all the way to the ground previously. Hey, why is that just stuck in there? Huh, that's weird. Is that useful? Not really. But I guess that means I can get bullets stuck in here. If I need slowdown to do more precise movement, I can do that. Anyway, that's a bad idea. Like really, what do I use this for if not to make Phlegus Fall? I would really like to get like I don't know, something working. Like that. But now have text inside of that. That'd be nice. Ideally like this. If I now had text inside of that, then I could make is fall here and then absolutely not make it on time. But it'd be something I could attempt. The only thing that can delay fall, or like this shaft would delay quite a bit, which would probably be enough to do something, especially if I like goes through here, shoot there, and then start moving there. That would probably be enough, but like, it's just yeah. Slip just seems completely useless here. Like none of the interactions I've been trying are even remotely useful. Right, need this. That just doesn't cause text is full. Flag is full. Oh man, I... Oops. Neat. Not useful, but neat. Why is the block gone? What did the block do? Why was there a block to begin with? What the hell was that about? Excuse me. Did the water just get stuck? Or did I shoot? I feel like I just got stuck on Kid. That shouldn't have happened. Probably just my imagination. This is indeed, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd call it a reference when the entire game is based around it. But yes, Baba is a good game. Still haven't beaten it. Yeah, well, I assume what it wants me to do is this, but stand under the under the flag. The problem is I did not stand under the flag. Slip, slip makes things act like ice, kind of. If I have water as slip and it just slides along the tile. Well, a loop would be nice, but I don't know how to set one up. I can shoot bullets here and they bounce around. That's nice. Yeah, it does. It's just... this isn't useful. I am probably just missing one interaction that I haven't thought of, but man, do I not see it. I've tried just about everything I can think of already. Well, if you can think of a way how to make that delay work, then at this point I just take that. But I haven't managed to. Because the problem is that it falls very fast. Like the flag, I basically have to be standing under it as soon as this flag is fall gets created. I mean, yeah, fall while I'm under flag would be the goal. But I can't shoot any text from here. And yeah, I don't know how to solve that. I also have the word text, which is... I mean, I can make text as fall. That does what you expect. The text falls. If I make text as fall, then... I can shoot up and down, yes. Text is full while you're under set text. Which tunnel do you mean? This one or this one? The flag tunnel? But how do you do that? This is only 2 blocks. You'd need to make text as fall vertically for it to even fit in there. I mean, I guess you can do it from the outside, but then you just block yourself from going in there. That was probably a bad idea. Oh no. That was even worse. And I didn't save. Great. You get the problem though. I also don't know if I could somehow push it up here. Well, I really can't, but if I could, then the text would fall down here and I don't know what I... If the text is here, it's still stuck. Then I'm just stuck down here. I still can't make flag as push, flag as fall. Yeah. I've been very stumped on this. I do not know what it wants from me. And I need to remember to save. Ah. I had tried just making a bunch of bullets here. And then shooting it like that, but that is still not, that is not even close to being enough delay. It just bounces off. It bounces just one tile. If I make text a slip, the behavior doesn't change. Yeah, I don't know. Player is just special in that regard. Most things that are push just try to align themselves to the next best tile on the grid. How does the water affect things? I don't know. I have no idea what to use the water for. I can make water slip, and that doesn't really seem to do anything because... Oh, well, first of all, water is defeat, so I can't touch it. That is true, I could turn water into text. I don't think I've done that before. I don't see how that would help. But it's true that I hadn't done that before, I think. Maybe I'd already forgotten about it again. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have enough text around anyway. Oh, wait. Wait, oh no. I have an idea. Does this work? Oh, this might work. Wait, hold on. Well, text is slip and water is fall. Text is inherently push, so nothing really passes through it, so nothing really happens. The other way around, nothing really happens either. But wait, I do have one idea that just came to mind. If I do... I'm not sure how I'm not sure how this works. So if I do water, push that onto water and then do water is text. I need to remember that I need to put save states, man. Here. Now I have two water on top of each other, which is uninteresting by itself, but I can make text the slip now. And now text is touching yeah. Well, I can make text a slip, and now both are slip, so they just slide on top of each other, and they just... Yeah, it's certainly an interaction, but I know that works. Maybe, I mean, that's progress. Yeah, if I do that onto jellies, then it would permanently bounce. Now the problem is, using water for that was probably useless. But I can just use flag, use fall. And that should solve it, right? Because now I can do... I don't need that anymore. I just push that here, and now this goes here, and now this happens. Fuck, wait, what happened? No, right. Flag is water. Damn it. Wait, hold on. That makes sense, and fuck. I thought it was a good idea, okay? Yeah. And I'm definitely going to make water. Like, whatever I push onto here is going to be water. Well, the thing is, it wouldn't fall for much. Like, it would only fall a couple pixels while this is active. So it would actually fall very slowly. Which probably would be enough delay to make it here, and then it keeps falling. I think the delay wouldn't be the problem anymore. But yeah, the water is still a problem. I'm not sure. I don't know how to set that up, really. I don't think that works, but I can try. If I can manage to set it up. Yeah, there's something here. And then have... I don't want that many bullets there. Water slip. That slides all the way there. So if I now do... Yeah, it kind of just pushes against each other. Imagine we find a bug. This game has a bunch of bugs. I have definitely found several already. There are some unintuitive interactions. For the most part, it's pretty well made, but some interactions kinda just... Yeah. Oh yeah, I have no idea how this is actually implemented, but I can imagine that it's not that trivial to really make solid. Oh yeah, the grid is definitely a big thing that makes all the interactions kind of wonky. But yeah, things just kind of... They don't push onto each other. They just interact with each other, and you can get... Well, the text was pushed off while it was off-grid, so it just stayed off-grid. Yeah, things can definitely get off-grid, which is... I mean, you can also... I mean, the water itself is also off-grid, right? Like, if you just make fall for half a block, then things will be half a block off. If I do what? Like off-center text? It's... No. You would have to have them basically overlapping. Like, I think what you're saying is if I had text, like a second text or a second word here, and then make something like this. Right? And then have a second word here, is what you're saying. Because yeah, that doesn't really work. Like off-grid text doesn't really like to align itself. It has to be pretty much on a row. There's like maybe 2 or 3 pixels that it can be off, but it has to be very close to the center. So if you want to make 2 rules with one is, then you have to overlay them on top of each other. I do feel like turning water into text is a good start though. If I can somehow... Yeah, overlapping slip text is... Overlapping slip text is just about the best idea I've had in the past 1.5 hours. And that's not even the first time I tried this level. But if I can't make water, then... Oh, wait. even more stupid. Maybe? No. Maybe. Hold on. Can I make this? If this works, that's going to be so cursed. Hold on, let me restart. What I want to make is... This doesn't really work though. It doesn't really work because... Okay, well my idea was to do this, basically. Text, and then text is... no. God damn it. Yeah. And if I can make both slippery... Hold on. Like this. Okay, by the way, I don't think this should be the solution because there used to be a solid block here. Like there used to be a wall above where the water is right now. That was removed in some update, specifically the most recent update yesterday. I don't know why that was removed, but this situation was not actually possible in the previous version of this level. So I don't think it's the intended solution, if it works. And I don't think it works, but it's something. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be happy. God damn it, wait, what am I doing? I need flag is here. There you go, and now... There. Because now... this happens, but the problem is that the flag does not bounce. Because it doesn't touch bounce. So... if I can somehow... get this flag to be... if I could get this flag to be off-grid... No... the problem is if I get this... even if I manage to get this off-grid, then I need the rule that is above this to also be off-grid. Otherwise it's not going to connect. And I don't think I have enough stuff to make all of that off-grid. Wait, I'm literally lying. I do have that. I have exactly that. I have everything I need to do that. Hold on. Because I have grid text as full. I have text as full. And text as full. If I can set everything up correctly. I think this might actually work. I just need to figure out how to... how. Hold on, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is the wrong word that I pushed onto the water. Ah. I want to push fall onto it. And now I need... water is text, and now I need... now I need to be careful. Flag is at the correct height. I need the is slip to also be like that. Because now water does not connect. Because text as water was not triggered. And now I can just win, right? No, I can't. Shit. Ah. Wait, hold on. I can't yet win because I can't make... like this works, but this doesn't connect. Like this text doesn't connect and I can't make that connect anymore. I can. What do you mean? The word text is aligned, and that's specifically the problem. I want it misaligned. Like if you push a misaligned object, it is always going to align itself with it is always going to align itself to the grid, which is specifically the problem, because this is no longer aligned to the grid. But as soon as I push the text downwards, it aligns itself with the grid and can't connect to the is anymore. And I do need to make the text off-grid, otherwise it's going to block the fall from bouncing around. And if I take the is down here, if I take the is out of here and align that again, then I can make text a slip, and then I can make this, and this is all great, but I can't put the is above the text anymore, because it's aligned to the grid. And I need it misaligned. Okay. What the fuck is this level, man? What if I just break the break text as fall before the water text reaches the bottom? I don't... how would that help? The problem is the text being misaligned, yes. No. The water text isn't misaligned, the fall text is misaligned. But if I have both of them misaligned, then that doesn't help me either. The water isn't the problem. Like, the reason why I want this construct... The reason why I want this construct is because I want water to be physically lower but still touching fall. However, in order for fall to be touching this jelly, it has to be on the bottom row. So it has to be touching the bottom row in some way. Okay, well... Right, so then this entire construct right here is 1 pixel lower, let's say. Well, that still doesn't do anything. Well, if I make text as fall horizontally... first of all, I don't have a good way to break that quickly. So I'd have to do that, which already bad. But also now the is blocking the jelly. So you're saying something like bit now. This. But the problem is if I make it higher up. Now I cannot... I guess I can make it fall. I can use text as fall to make it fall lower. So you're basically saying... You want this, sort of, kind of. And this should still overlap, yes. This is probably bad. This is probably a bad overlap. I should maybe... get a better one. There you go. That's slightly better. Ow. go. Um, okay, so you're basically suggesting this situation, I think. This is overlapping. But I don't see how this is useful, because I now need to make text a slip. Well, text is definitely not aligned with the is, because text is aligned with the grid, and is not. Ow. If you push text or anything that is push, it forces it onto the grid. Yes, that I tried saying that earlier. Yeah, like as soon as you push a text, it is always going to try to align to the next best grid tile. Like if I push the is, it's actually going to move 2 tiles. And the music died. If the water is slightly higher, then the problem... Okay, the thing that I want to make is text a slip. For this to happen, to make flag is fall periodically, so it falls slower. If I turn this around, then water is going to be at the top. And that inevitably means that I cannot make flag as fall. When the text slips... Yeah, I'm not sure I can... I'm not sure I quite understand what you're trying to say here. Because if the fall is lower than water, then doesn't that just mean it's impossible to make anything fall? Also, just for the record, yeah, this is what the level looked like previously, and it had this block here. So really, whatever I'm trying to do here cannot possibly be intended, because it wasn't even possible. Yeah, it's made in Game Maker. Most fan games are. But yeah, whatever construct I'm trying to make here is definitely not possible in this version. So I find it unlikely that it's intended. But I mean, if it works, I'm not gonna care. Oh yeah, no. Original, I want to be the guy with like Click Team Fusion or something. But most fan games are made in Game Maker. It's the most common uh, Game Maker, the most common engine for these sort of games. But yeah, um, can I can I really not just avoid creating the text flag as water some other way? Game Maker's pretty alright. I've worked with it a couple times. Well, a lot of times. There are definitely some limitations. Um, uh, there's some other way for me to... Some other way for me to do this. No, I didn't mean to do that. Wait. Yeah. I can align them like this. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were thinking, but how does this help? I don't see how to do anything with this because... Well, I can't push the is here anymore. Because the water's in the way. So you're suggesting to put it here? But how, how does that help? Yeah, I think I understand what you mean, but I don't... Hold on. I don't see this working. I get what you mean. You want... hold on. Well, first of all, how do I even make text a slip in this situation? Like, your image doesn't actually show that. if I put the slip under the is, then I need to put text. Yeah. Like, I don't see how you're going to make this work. Because now I can do this, but then immediately the text is slip is going to break. And I can't put text to the left because that's where water is. Also, flag is misaligned. Of course it is. And now I would need... Do it on the left of the overlap text with the other water text blocking it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This level is messed up. I do not understand how. It's all good because honestly, that's what I've been doing for 2 hours at this point. I I don't know what this level wants from me. I can do this. No. Um, that's an interesting interaction. The water does not slip because there's water over there. That is weird. Please hit both. Thank you. What do you mean? Like this? How do you make text a slip now? You have water flag is? You mean like this? And then text is slip vertically, but I mean the goal is flag is fall, and fall is one lower than... No, no, it's all good. It's just like fall is lower than flag is, so I can't get it off the ground anymore. Yeah, it's something. If I just hit it here, I would expect textless fall to be created. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like this is just the best. Okay, well, you know, let me restart the music. No. There you go. Music is back. If I could somehow... But it's always going to be water. I could do that, but then I would have to find the audio file. I don't know which one it is. GameMaker, you can't do that. You need something like, what can't I do in GameMaker? Well, two things about that. One, all the music files are here. Two, I have Undertale mod tool. I just have that. I work with that a lot. Also, it's YYC compiled, so you can't really look at the code much, but that's that. Does GameMaker not usually do that? Like, they created a zip file and not an embedded exe. The data win is right there. Isn't that just how that normally works in GameMaker? Like, GameMaker just extracts all the files. Thought that's how that normally works. If you make a GameMaker sound asset, yes. I mean, the audio is embedded into the... Is that the default? Because I don't feel like... I mean, I'm not opening GameMaker to check right now, but if I open like one of my games, like the music files are also just there. If you open the exe. And I definitely didn't. I definitely didn't. Really? I thought that was just the default. Like the exe itself is just an exe, but you can open the exe to get the data when and the files are there. So, I don't know. Yeah. If you but if you build into a zip, that's just one step. That just takes the exe step away, doesn't it? I don't know. I would open Game Maker, but uh, not right now. I don't think. I mean, I also have like zips of my game, and if I compile to a zip, it also has these files. Like it's the same as if I open the exe. So I don't know. I thought that was just the default. This game was in 1.4. This is not 2.0. 2. Whatever the current GMS2 version is. That game is still 1.9, 1.4.9999, whatever. No, that's the most recent or the latest release of GMS1, that game. Nowadays I use GMS2, but that game was still GMS1. I mean, I don't know, because the Baba game I'm playing right now is GMS2, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I didn't change any settings, I just clicked build create executable, or whatever it is. Also, I'll be right back. Alright. Um, hmm. I am still completely stumped on this. Maybe this level is just untested and impossible. That's definitely it. It's not that I'm missing anything. The creator just made a mistake. Has to be it. But like, I genuinely don't know what else you could possibly do at this point. There was one level that was actually impossible in the last update. That's awesome. It wasn't this one. Well, doesn't surprise me that one of the level breaks that a level breaks at some point. But yeah. Ah, man. Okay, well, apparently it's possible. I am not convinced of that yet. Uh, I'm not sure if there's any way for me to... I mean, I don't even have my dashboard open. I don't see the follow, but thanks, I guess. Appreciate it. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Time to binge watch Whitey. Don't say that. I've been doing that for like the past few weeks. I should go back to my game as well, but I keep not doing that. Uh, yeah, this is just... I can relate to that and I hate it. I have definitely opened Game Maker, looked at it for a couple minutes, and then just straight went to YouTube for the rest of the day, while having the project open in the background. A few too many times. Uh, yeah, as long as stuff gets done, that's all that really matters. Constantly forcing oneself to work on something isn't great either. And sometimes even counterproductive. I do really want to finish that game at some point though. There's so much left to do still. Takes a day. Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been on like pretty much the same. What's the word? Like the things that are made in that game have not. Yeah, that too, but I meant like. Sorry, that words are escaping me. I can't English. It happens. What I'm trying to say is just the game hasn't. I've opened the game a lot of times, a couple of times, and I'm basically still at the same point I was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Nothing's really progressed. How would push plus pull work? Well, text is inherently push, so push works the way push works here. If you shoot it, it moves one tile on the grid. And pull doesn't exist as far as I know. I don't think pull exists in this game. Wait, no, pull exists in this game. I'm stupid, sorry. You know what? Wait, let me find a pull level. Actually, I don't know where a pull level is. This game's big. It basically just pulls like a magnet. It basically just works like a magnet. If you're close, the objects get pulled towards you. Why did I move to the return warp? Oh god, there are 2 levels left here as well. Is it here? Yeah, this is the pull world. Here. Isis pull. Sorry, Isis push. Isis pull. Right. Ice pulls me. Is what that means. That's how it works. Is there a better level here? There you go. It immediately pulls everything towards me. Like spikes. Basically like a magnet. Just range limited. There you go. Man, this game's big. I really want the text on text to work, but I just don't see how to modify that to be. How to modify that to do something for me. And it refuses to let go once it has you. Yeah, it is definitely more wobbly than the other text. Didn't notice that. Hadn't noticed that. Now that you're saying, now that you pointed it out, I can definitely see it, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I can unsee that anymore. The good news is this is probably the last slip level that I have to do still. So I don't think I'm gonna see it again. The bad news is this is going to take like 5 more hours, probably. You can tell me what your game is, sure. You can also whisper me about that if you want to. I'm not sure if that's going to show up anywhere that I have currently opened it, though. Man, I should really I, I don't know. I want to solve this level, but I don't see myself solving this level right now. Yeah, it doesn't show up in text and chat. Eh. I see. I've already played that sort of game. I watched a lot of it. Well, basically when that game came out. Several years ago. That was a long time ago at this point. Never really played them myself though. slip just stops if it hits a push object, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case. Yeah. Dimension YouTube. Alright, well. Thanks for stopping by and sharing some ideas. I should probably just stop and try again some other time. I just started streaming as well, and I kind of want to watch that as well. Maybe he's going to get to this level and just solve it immediately. I'm gonna be so upset at this point if he does. I probably won't be, but I'll be streaming this again at some point probably. There's still so much left. I just want to see if I can maybe... Okay, put a save state here and not immediately trigger the Warthog's text. That's a good start. If I can maybe put another text. Something that isn't fall. If I could make... if the jelly was up here, then this would work. The jelly down here just means that water is going to be in the way. And making flag as water is just always bad. No. And the rest needs to be textless slip, so there really is nothing else I can do with that. I could maybe try misaligning it, but that's just going to delay the fall. Quick question. This is misaligned, right? Is this misaligned? Probably isn't. Can I misalign it horizontally? Yes, I can. If I did that with the word fall, damn it. There you go. If I misalign it like this, and now the water is text. And push that here, and now do oh, eh. Then that doesn't really trigger the behavior I want. I was hoping the slip would then go here and that the fall would happen first. Because if there's just a frame of delay between these two, then that would be enough to overlap the flag as win. Well, that doesn't seem to be how that works. Da, 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 da. And this really shouldn't work. Hold on. I learned how to fix this. And the game crashed. Alright, I guess that's everything for me then. I'm gonna go watch HF get to this level and just beat it immediately, and then be upset for a bit. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll beat that level at some point. Anyway, goodbye.